You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Since 96, MLS has been the youngest soccer league. From 10 teams to 30, playoffs and parity. Battered MLS bring local guests to cover games. Analysis firsthand, not Google like other lames. Stats and recaps cover the West and East. Can't forget, we're on Sean Johnson, watch every week. DPs for the elite, 10 get you the vets. Playoff trees as American as it gets. It's time to turn off the world, grab a drink and let's go. We're battered MLS fans, so lock in on the show. Battered MLS fans, so lock in on the show.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Batter fans are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 65 of the Batter MLS Fans Podcast. I am your host, Dave Gunn, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
The MLS is back too, so that was nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was only like 2 weeks off for the Leagues Cup.
Yeah. I mean, but at least it's back to regular season play. No more Leagues Cup, at least for another week.
Yeah, but that's only 4 teams left.
Yeah.
Do you prefer this, or do you rather than just take the full month off and just have a bigger knockout tournament? Because essentially, that's why they were able to only take 2 weeks off, because they basically said, all right, well, only 4 teams are going to have their schedule messed with. So we can just take 2 weeks off, and then everybody else can just figure things out after the fact. Because Miami's going to have a brutal schedule.
I'm not a big fan of these Wednesday games. All these Leagues Cup games are like literally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I hate these
and that's the thing. Also. When they do this, it's like they do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, or whatever the case is, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm not a big fan of that sort of format. I feel like maybe there should be like a set period open for this tournament.
So you want the month off?
Yeah, I think a month off would be better, not even just like cramming it into the season.
They'd still have to play Wednesday games to make up for that month off. I don't know what they would do, or just get rid of the Leagues Cup. But I like the Leagues Cup.
No, I like it. No, I like the tournament.
All right, so gonna recap this past weekend, and we're gonna start with the biggest news of the weekend. Son made his debut, or Sonny, as I've seen some people calling him. I always called him Son, but Sonny,
like a big deal about that. It was a big deal about that whole Sonny thing. Like, I mean, do you want on Twitter, I saw that there was a big deal because people were like, why is he called Sonny? Like the broadcaster had to officially come onto Twitter and be like, I said Sonny because I spoke to him and he preferred Sonny.
Really?
So yes. That was like a big deal. Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. See, because I always referred to him as Son when he was in Tottenham. I never had heard the Sonny, but I'm not going to lie to you. I've never really closely watched Tottenham. But Son is a big deal. The best Korean player of all time. He's going to bring a lot of new eyes to the MLS. Absolutely. But he finally had his debut. He didn't start. It was kind of Messi-esque the way he came in the 61st minute, something like that. And he made a difference, right? Everybody thought that he had slowed down a bit. He looked. Maybe it's because he's against MLS players, and maybe MLS players aren't as fast as everybody else in the world. But he looked fast. He drew that PK to draw the game. What do you think of Son's debut and the impact that he's going to have?
I thought it better than Giroud, I guess. Right? I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, what the hell is happening with him? Right? Like, he's a big name,
and to that point, my understanding, Giroud ended up back in the Ligue 1 that he's playing in right now. You know that he just got there. He already has like 3 goals.
What in the world? That is a mess.
So
was MLS too much for him?
Well, it's just Ligue 1 is just a level below the MLS. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if you're not PSG, right?
That's it. If you're not PSG, it's just.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it was nice to see Son play, and I feel like he's gonna create a really good. Like you could tell him and Bowanga, I guess, get along pretty decently, and it's super early into his time. So, I mean, if you have Son coming on the team and he's already gelling with the team at this point, I think it's going to be great for LAFC. And then considering that Giroud is not there anymore, it's like, that's fantastic. I felt like Giroud was such a bad fit. And this Son move makes a little bit more sense. It feels a little bit better.
And I was talking out of my butt. He hasn't scored for
Oh, okay, all right. You just created a hat trick out of nowhere.
Yeah, you know how you were telling me about your random dreams that you have just before we got on here. Maybe I just had a random dream that Drew was tearing it up in Ligue 1. All right, so I just want to make sure I corrected that. So, Will from MLS Moves has been going on Twitter about how he believes that Son is going to be a bigger signing for the MLS as far as helping the MLS grow than Messi was. I have a hard time thinking that that's the case. I get that he's going to bring a lot of Asian viewers.
Absolutely.
But I think Messi brings like Asians, Africans, Americans. He brings everybody. So I don't know. I think I don't see it. I don't think that you can get a bigger signing in the MLS ever.
I mean, I kind of get what he's saying, because I feel like Messi's following feels more like, I don't know, it just feels a little bit like outer body, I guess. And we've experienced it from like the people that that watch the show, and we do our MLS, the Inter Miami show. I don't know, it feels like they're like literally all over the world, right? So like, how much of an impact will they have on this American soccer league, right? With Son, it feels like there might be a little bit more of a local touch because of like the Asian population in Los Angeles, you know.
Could his age be? I mean, his age is definitely another reason.
Sports World Talk says definitely a good look for MLS, and he's still at a decent age as well. This is also a little bit of a difference as well, because he's coming in a little bit closer to his prime versus
he's
Messi,
33.
where it's like, where Messi is like what, 37, I believe,
38.
somewhere around that. Yeah, so I think I get it, but yeah, I mean, in terms of like putting eyes on the league, there's no bigger name other than Messi, and the only one you can pick is Ronaldo.
And then we'll end it with here and we'll keep going. But is it possible that Messi fans are so obsessed with Messi that they are only here for Messi and don't give a crap about the league, whereas in maybe Sun fans might not be as toxic when it comes to that, because Messi fans are constantly everywhere like, oh, this league sucks, Messi's better than this league, Correct. He should leave. Whereas in Sun, and I mean, I haven't seen it, maybe he just got here, but maybe his fan base and won't be as that, because like Messi came from La Liga, right? So all his Messi fans are like, what the hell is this? But the Son played in the English Premier League, but I mean, he comes from Korea. Like, they don't really have a great league, I would say. I don't know. I can't imagine that it's going to be any better than Messi, but maybe it's going to be big.
I feel like there isn't as much of an attachment, I guess, to the previous league, whereas Messi is so godly. Like I was watching the game with my oldest daughter, and she's like, Messi can crap on all of his teammates' houses and faces, and they're not going to care. Like, fans are not going to care. Nobody.
The fans will say he deserved it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, with Son, I feel like locally, I feel like there might be a little bit more of like I'll stick around because Son played here, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So.
And apparently Korean pop, K-pop is what they call it, I guess.
Yes,
it's like
K-pop
a really big thing right now.
It's huge.
I just recently started hearing about it. I didn't know it was that big a deal. And supposedly there's a big Korean population in LA. So it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
But on the pitch, he looked great. He played only half an hour. He drew the penalty, and it reminded me when Messi got here and he gave Joseph all the PKs, because Denny Boagna took the PK. But I think Messi did it because Joseph needed some confidence. I was surprised that Boagna did. I thought Boagna would kind of give it up to Son just because it was his first game.
Yes.
But I guess he's taking his claim as the goal scorer.
Yeah, Boanga's not going to take away an opportunity to score a goal. That guy looks as selfish as they come.
Yeah.
The guy wants to get all the goals he can.
Yeah, do his front flip. Yeah. So it was a draw. Chicago.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really am disappointed with Chicago because I really thought that they would be better with their attack with Kuipers, Bamba. Bamba had a banger of a goal.
he did.
And then Turan. It's funny because Turan scored for them, their center back, and then he ended up being the reason that he allowed both goals. Also, he's the one that fouled Son. But Chicago surprised me because I thought Chicago would be better. I really did. But I know
It's
everybody's.
unfortunate.
All right, San Pasico, the other big story of the weekend. Miami gets their ass kicked by Orlando for the second time this season. They lose by 3 goals, this time without Messi, but they were basically healthy otherwise, right? Because they had Rodrigo De Paul, Busquets, Suarez. They still have a couple missing players as far as Ustadi was back also. So you really, obviously, Messi is the most important piece, but
Yes.
there was enough players where you shouldn't get your ass kicked by 3 goals.
That's again. And we did this on the Inter Miami show that we do. But look, I'm going to speak as a fan outside of Inter Miami, and I'm going to look at this and say, you guys still have 4 other great, phenomenal players, a good supporting cast. You have your starting goalkeeper back. You guys are an embarrassment. This is completely embarrassing what you guys did. This is like a rivalry game, and this is how you presented yourself after League's Cup. You return and you play your most, I guess, rivaled people because we're in the state of Florida, and this is how you play. This is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, and I don't know if I've seen anything else as embarrassing as this game in terms of like Inter Miami's season within the last 4 years.
Well, Orlando is definitely enjoying a resurgence because since the beginning of July, they haven't lost a game. They beat Columbus right before League's Cup, which was, I think, a really big victory for them. Right? They beat New England and NYCFC, which isn't as big a deal as beating Columbus. They beat Columbus 3-1. Then they technically lost to Pumas in PKs, but that's still technically a draw. They beat Atlas 3-1. They kicked Necaxa's ass. That's when Luis Muriel finally woke up and got that hat trick. And now they beat Miami 4-1. And then they got Sporting KC coming up next. So Orlando is streaking right now. And when you look at them, Ojeda is when I think about MVPs in the MLS, I would say Ojeda, Dreyer, Evander, and Messi. I think those are the 4 names that initially come to head. Maybe if I think a little more, I'll think of another one. But just off the top of my head, those 4 come to the forefront of my mind right now. And Ojeda was tearing it up. Him and Muriel were making Miami's back line look ridiculous and lost.
Yeah. And Sports World Talk is saying here in the chat, Miami needs help up top and on D and need to keep calendar. Listen, Sports World Talk, the way that, we talked about it before, and it's like Ustadi doesn't want the job. He's just giving it up for the 3rd string goalkeeper. So
it doesn't look good. Miami needs to, and usually Miami's weakness is playing against somebody that plays a low block. Orlando took it to them. They pressed them high. They forced them into turnovers. Orlando just made them look really bad twice in one season. And there's a chance that they play each other in the semifinal Leagues Cup if they can both beat their opponents. But they both have very tough opponents coming up in the Leagues Cup.
Yes.
Orlando playing against Toluca and Miami playing against Tigres. So, but if they can somehow do that, this is when that rivalry really starts to get some legs because they'll play an important game. All right, so a couple other things that happened this weekend. Some controversial red cards. Now, I know that your boy Diego Luna was at the forefront of one of those controversies. What did you think about that random second yellow, even though he got basically body slammed to the ground?
Well, apparently in the game with Real Salt Lake when they played up against what was it? Was San Jose?
They played against the Red Bulls.
Oh yeah, my bad. The Red Bulls. Apparently they saw that week 1 of American football preseason just started and said, we're on par with you guys. We're about to go and destroy each other. And there was a huge tackle of some sorts with Diego Luna.
But legit
but
tackle.
Then they like rescinded. Yeah, but then it's like they decided it's not Diego Luna's fault. It's this other guy's fault. But I don't know what the hell happened there. Both of them got kicked out. No.
Well, yeah, because this is the part that was interesting. Is first of all, I don't know why Diego Luna got a yellow for
Kyle
that period.
Duncan got kicked out. Kyle Duncan got kicked out. Diego Luna got the other yellow card. I guess the ref just had it with both of them.
If you see the replay, maybe that's something that could be it. I don't know. I'd have to look a little more into it. Maybe they've been like going back and forth, and they're like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Yeah, this is it. You're out.
And that solo instance, when you watch that replay, Cal Duncan basically grabs him and throws him down. Like it's clear as day.
A literal tackle.
And Diego Luna got a yellow for that because I guess it looks like he maybe tried to get his arm around him also when they were on their way down. He got a yellow, but that was his second yellow, ends up in a red. But when they go back and they check the replay and they see, oh, you know what, Cal Duncan, he was the initiator. He gets a red, like a straight red for that.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be like, okay, Diego, maybe you don't deserve this yellow. But they're like, no, you know what? I'm tired of both of you. It's like, and he just let them both go, which was wild to me. And at that point, they were tied 1-1, and they Real Salt Lake ended up losing. Your boy Choupo-Moting.
Let me tell you, he doesn't deserve that goal. He didn't deserve that PK. If it wasn't for Forsberg, Forsberg, Forsberg is the man. Move. It was nice, but like Forsberg to me, it was setting up the whole game. He was really wheeling and dealing. Choupo-Moting missed his first PK, and then to come back. Yeah, you're trying to do the Paneca, and then you get this guy's waiting for it like Christmas Day.
You know what's funny is because I was watching that and I was like, as a goalie, like you have to know that that's coming because he looked so calm, like he didn't move. He just stood there and just waited for it. I don't know how he knew it was coming, but he knew it was coming because he didn't move. That was funny.
That's got to be like one of the most gratifying blocks for like a goalie, right? Like just catching the Paneca there, and you're just looking down at the person that
I would talk so much shit. I would talk so much shit on the way back. But he got a second chance at it with at the very end of the game. He ended up scoring that, and
now when he's winning.
Yeah. There was no Paneca there. And then the second controversial red card, Cincinnati Charlotte. Cincinnati basically dominated this game. Kalina had a big game, right? He had like 7 saves, I want to say. Charlotte, 5 wins in a row. But they've got 5 wins in a row. They haven't lost in their last 6 games. They went from out of the playoffs, and everybody was like, what the hell's going on with Charlotte? So all of a sudden they're streaking. They are now, I think, right behind Miami. I want to say 5th or 6th place in the East. They're only like 3 points out of the 4th place in the Eastern Conference top 4. So they're getting hot at the right time. Saha scored at the very end. I mean, Cincinnati went down to 10 men. But that was a beautiful volley that he scored on. And what did you think of the red card? Because that completely changed the game. Because Cincinnati was on the forefront, dominating the game. And then once they went down to 10, they kind of went defensive.
Well, it's crazy how it happened because what's his face ended up stepping on the foot, stepping on like the thigh or like the calf area.
Like the calf.
What is this guy, Nunga? Yeah. And I looked, Cincinnati had yellow cards all over the place. Lucas Angel had a yellow card. Gerardo Valenzuela had a yellow card. I mean, they even gave a yellow card to Celentano. So there were a couple yellow cards that were dealt in this game. So this referee, I hope not to see this person in the future.
Well, Charlotte
shouldn't have won that since he had the control of the game.
They did, but you gotta finish those chances. Kalina came up big. In Cincinnati, they had look. I think all the top teams had big opportunities, and a lot of them dropped points. Like let me pull it up. Where is that? Look, these are the scores from this weekend. So you had top teams that dropped points. Philadelphia, they drew with Toronto. I mean, they had a goal that got called back for offside, but Philadelphia dropped points. They're top of the table. You had, who else was a big team that dropped points? Vancouver. Again, they lost to San Jose. They dropped points. Cincinnati dropped points. Who else? Miami lost, got their ass kicked. Minnesota, one of the top teams in the West, also dropped points. So you had a lot of the top teams drop points, and Columbus's game, I think, got rescheduled. Like they didn't even play this weekend. So there was a lot of opportunities for teams to climb up, but they all just pooped the bed. Look at Nashville. Nashville also lost to St. Louis. So
I mean, the one I feel the worst
teams.
The worst I feel bad for is Minnesota, because they were in such great form. And I don't know what's happening, but like in the last couple games, Minnesota just hasn't looked great. They lost here. They lost the last Leagues Cup game, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm gonna look it up now.
That's what disappointed me the most about Minnesota.
Yeah,
is that they weren't able to make it to the Final Four in the Leagues Cup because they had the softest group of all of them. They have Querétaro, which is absolutely horrible.
They had Club America and they had Club America.
So I understood Club America, right? But San Luis and Querétaro, two of the worst teams. And they lost to San Luis straight out 2-0. Minnesota had a big advantage. They have a good squad, and they were playing against the weakest opponents in Mexico. And they took care of Querétaro. They beat them 4-1. But to lose to San Luis 2-0 was brutal because they should have. And Portland is one of the ones that actually took advantage because Portland almost made it because they were in the same group.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that Minnesota to me was the one that strikes a little bit of curiosity in terms of that, as far as that goes. Austin FC, they didn't deserve they played well, but then Houston Dynamo came back and scored 2 goals like later on at the end of the game. That's a mess.
You know what's wild to me? What's wild to me is that the LA Galaxy somehow made it to the Final Four.
That's crazy.
Because they suck.
Look, they're playing for something this year.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but look, like they went back to the MLS League play, and look, they got mollywopped by Seattle. The Seattle's
what the hell's that? Strong. Yeah,
but I mean, the Galaxy's terrible. Like, how do you fall off that much? Like, I get it, Ricky Puig is out, but like people talk about Inter Miami being a one-person team. Like, if this is really the effect of just missing Ricky Puig, that's a disaster because you are the worst. There's 30 teams in this league. It's not like it's a regular 30 teams defending champs. So you're the worst. That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you're just under Montreal. That's pretty embarrassing.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Good. Well,
yeah, I mean, aside from that, I mean, what's left? I mean, we have I don't know if you wanted to look at the standings here, but
well, I was just gonna mention real quick that we had a couple of new faces, same faces, new places. We had Mihailovic, your favorite player's favorite player. I love Mihailovic. He played for Toronto. I don't know if they credit him with the hockey assist, but he had a great pass over to.
Yes.
Oh my God, I forgot this guy's name. Well, he had a great pass that led to another cross. It was like
to Henry, then and then Kerr had the goal, which was great.
Right, and Mihailovic looked great. I think he was the highest-rated player on Toronto's team outside of the goalie. So, I thought Mihailovic is looking good. And then you had Matt Turner return for New England. He last played there, I think, like 3 years. And then I want to say it's the first clean sheet they have, a clean sheet victory. That's the first clean sheet victory they have since like May. So Matt Turner's back. He got the clean sheet. It's interesting. I think it's good for him. And we've had this discussion about players, goalkeepers specifically, about going to Europe, and it makes no sense to me to go to Europe if you're not going to play.
Absolutely none. Yeah.
Like, Matt Turner needed to come back. Like, if you're not going to play out there, you need to come back over here because you're not going to be informed when it's time to play for the U.S. men's national team. So I'm glad that he's back. Hopefully he does well because he was getting no playing time over there.
I feel bad for the backup goalkeeper because he's been like there for like, sturdy for a couple games, and I'm trying to look this guy's name up. Jeez, I can't find it. But I feel bad for that guy because
he's out of luck now.
Yeah, so Ivacic, that guy's been 24 matches, apparently, for New England. He played throughout the whole season. Now that guy's backup to backup goalkeeper at this point. So I feel kind of bad for him because he seemed like he was, I guess, liked by the fans decently. Like he played every single game.
He had 8 clean sheets coming into this week.
Yeah.
All right. So standings. I don't have a graphic of the standings, but Philadelphia is still on top of the Supporter Shield, I would assume.
Yeah, they're still on top of the Supporter Shield. Just behind them is San Diego FC with 49 points, and Cincy tied as well at 49 points. And then you got Nashville at 47 points. And then behind them is Vancouver with 45, and then Minnesota with 44, tied as well with Orlando City and Columbus. Mm-hmm. So the race is still strong. Personally for us, Inter Miami's a little bit behind, but it's still strong. A lot of strong teams up at the top, and I think it's still up for grabs at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's looking good. It's going to be a fun finish to the season. So what? The 26 games is what? I'm sorry, 26 games is what most teams have played. So that leaves it at what? 8 games to go.
Yes, that's crazy, right? Yeah, the season's blown by quickly.
Am I right on that? Yeah, it's 8 games.
Yeah, it's 34 games in the regular season.
Wow, we're almost there. All right, that's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I see that there's a typo there, but it's not Fiana thoughts. It's final thoughts. Any final thoughts, Chris?
No, man. It's nice to see the MLS back. I mean, we got some string of games this weekend. I think we might have some games on Wednesday as well. I haven't checked the schedule just yet, but I know we have a couple games. I know we have a couple games this coming weekend.
Saturdays. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Saturdays and we got some Sunday games.
Yeah, it's a full slate of games.
And then we got Leagues Cup right after that. So it's gonna be a pretty fun week. So I'm looking forward to it. Those are my final thoughts. Good for the MLS to be back.
Sunday night football this weekend is Vancouver against Houston Dynamo. They should start flexing some of these games like they do in the NFL.
Yeah,
flex them.
Yeah, I think I'd rather watch San Jose versus San Diego FC, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Even though Vancouver's a fun watch, I just don't really want to watch Houston.
Yeah, who wants to watch Houston? Only McLean and his family wants to watch Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nobody else is watching Houston.
Real quick, just because I forgot to ask you. Oh, your boy Mike Jones and his goal song. I forgot to ask. Did you ever get to watch what's the Adam Sandler movie? Happy Gilmore 2?
No, I haven't I still haven't watched Happy Gilmore 2. Yeah.
No. But you were like counting down. You were like counting down the days for the movie.
I was, but like strategically, I was trying to plan like my family to watch it together. And I was watching Happy Gilmore 1 with them. And then all of a sudden, like, it just didn't happen. Like, I've been watching Dexter. That's what you should watch.
I already watched Dexter.
No, but there's another show of Dexter, which is the prequel. And then they just came out with a new season. I'm geeking out. Like, Dexter is my favorite show of all time. I am so geeked.
I don't know. I felt like after every season, it felt like very repetitive.
Oh, Mitch coming in through in the clutch. It says it's Mueller's debut. That's right. No wonder. It's a Sunday night. This is Mitch. Come on, Mitch. You're the best, bro.
Shout out to Mitch. Okay. So I might have to watch that game now. I'm gonna have to watch that live. And then Dexter is incredible. I think the best show of all time is Lost.
I don't know about all that. That's blasphemy. Dexter is by far.
That would be the only reason I ever go to Hawaii is to go watch Lost. The Lost tour.
Listen, Dexter is the best show hands down on TV that's ever been made. Ever.
Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. It's not even top 10.
Ever.
It's not even top 10.
Ever. Get out of here, bro. Get out.
Dexter's not even top 10, man. All right. For those of you listening on audio, appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Well, we'll be back at some point. I don't know, this week maybe. And we'll be talking about maybe Mueller. All right, but until the next one, have a good one. Breaking Bad is much better than Dexter.
No, it's not.